Hey folks, how you all doing? Lloyd here, or Mr. Hats as I'm known. Time for another Neil Finn albums rankings video. This time it's part 3 of the Neil Finn series. We've done the Neil Finn solo stuff, we've done Split Ends, and now we're going to head on to Crowded House. And just like the other two videos, there's no clear cut and dry with Neil Finn because the quality of his material is so high. So let's give it a go and see how it pans out. So of 8 albums, at number 8 we have Gravity Stairs, the most recent album. This was released in 2024, obviously the 8th album. It's jangle pop, it's indie pop. They're the sounds you're getting on this album. It's actually probably a bit unfair putting this one in this video at this stage, only because it's only a year old and I really haven't had time to fully absorb the music yet. But as it stands, at the moment, I think the first half of this album is very, very good. It's catchy and everything I would expect from a Crowded House album. The second album does not quite match the quality of the material in the first half, but it's still pretty good. Overall, it's a good album. It's likable, but as I said, I think it's a bit unfair doing this at this stage. Best tracks for me: Oh Hi, which was the lead-off single, All That I Can Ever Own, and Life's Imitations, from the listens I've had so far. Neil Finn's albums take a lot of listens to fully absorb and appreciate, so this, as I said, it's probably a bit unfair at this stage, but it does come in at 7 out of 10 from the limited listens I've had of it. I expect that to go further up the list over time. Number 7 on my list, we're going to go to 2021 with their 7th album, Dreamers Are Waiting. This one's indie pop, jangle pop. It's a good way to describe it anyway. It's sort of catchy yet not catchy at the same time. Neil Finn has a way of doing that. You can listen to an album and you go, bloody hell, there's no real singles on this one, but at the same time you're tapping your feet and you're humming along with it. It's just, I don't know how he does it. I really don't. He just has a knack for creating non-catchy, catchy songs. This one is a departure from the early sounds, and Finn said in an interview at the time he deliberately wanted to move away from the stock standard Crowded House sound and to not rehash the sounds and vibes of the past. And to me, he's done it on this album. It does sound more like a Neil Finn album overall than a Crowded House album, but it's not as good as a Neil Finn solo album. That said, it's still pretty good. It's just not as good as previous albums in his catalogue. But the best tracks on here for me are Sweet Tooth, which was the second single off the album, To the Island, which was the first single, I believe, and we'll go Playing with Fire as well. I say this album isn't as good as other stuff in his catalogue, but it still comes in at 7.5 out of 10. So it's the quality of his material. Next up at number 6 on my list, we're gonna go for. It's funny. Number 8 is the 8th album in their career. Number 7 is the 7th album of their career, and number 6 is the 6th album of their career, and it's 2010's Intriga. This is adult orientated rock. It's soft rock, semi-acoustic rock. Superb melodies and harmonies and storytelling on this album. It's a well-crafted album. It's the sort of album you can listen to in a dark room at night with the headphones on to really absorb it, or just as equally you can have it on as background music and it works just as well. I really wanted this to rank a lot higher than number 6, but I just couldn't. Such is the quality of Neil Finn's back catalogue. Best tracks on here for me: Isolation, Saturday Sun, and Archer's Arrows. This one comes in at 8.2 out of 10, and I love this album. Number 5 on my list, we're following a little pattern here. Number 5 is their 5th album, Time on Earth. This was released in 2007. Think semi-acoustic soft rock and jangle pop on this album. This one originally started life as a Neil Finn solo project. Well, that was the intentions anyway. He had no intentions of doing another Crowded House album. But in the wake of drummer and very good lifelong friend Paul Hester's demise, suicide, whatever you want to call it, it ended up becoming a Crowded House album as a tribute. So Paul Hester, he was suffered from chronic depression his whole life, but it never showed on any of his records. He was always light and bubbly and happy, just like Robin Williams, the comedian, but you know, behind doors he was hiding dark secrets, sadly, and they ended up getting the better of him. So R.I.P. Paul Hester. This album is quite uplifting musically, but the songs are dark and somber, and there's more than a slight hint of sadness in some of Neil's vocals, which are obviously the ones he wrote and recorded after Paul's death. It would have been a far better solo project, in my opinion, than a Crowded House project. But I guess where he's come from, he wanted to have, I guess, a last tribute to Paul at that stage with a Crowded House album. Best tracks on here for me, Silent House, which is heartbreaking. She Called Up, which basically details the phone call and the sense of helplessness that Neil had when Paul Hester's wife called him to relay the news. Yeah, it's a real heartbreaking song, and well worth a listen. Anyway, and the other song, Nobody Wants To. See, as I said, real deep, dark album, but beautifully uplifting music and melodies nonetheless. 8.3 out of 10 for me. Number 4 on my list. We're still following that little vibe there, because we've got the 4th album at number 4, and that is 1993's Together Alone. Pop rock, alt rock is how you'd probably describe this album. To me, on this album, they've taken the best elements of the first 3 albums and created a complete album from all 3 of those albums. It's catchy as hell in places, yet strangely anti-commercial in others, like the material on Temple of Low Men, and yet still remains catchy regardless. You can listen to some songs on here like In My Command and go, oh yeah, that would have fitted well on the debut album. Or Fingers of Love would have gone perfectly on Temple of Low Men, etc. Pineapple Head would have fitted on Woodface, that sort of thing. You can sort of hear these different sounds and pick what albums they would have fitted on. But yeah, a great album in my opinion. Best tracks on here for me, In My Command, Distant Sun, which is one of Neil Finn's greatest songs of his entire career, and Private Universe, which is up there as well. So 8.5 out of 10 for that album from me. Number 3 on my list, with deviating from the 8th album, is number 8, 7th is number 7, etc. So with this 3rd album, we're going to the debut album, 1986's Crowded House self-titled debut. This was the perfect way to exercise the ghosts of Split Enz with a straightforward rock album. There's no quirky songs on here. There's nothing weird or multi-genred. Just catchy sing-along rock, pop rock, and soft rock songs. Even the videos were fairly straightforward without the silliness of dress-ups and makeup and all the quirky stuff you had in Split Enz. They'd stripped down. It was like a totally different outfit altogether, but you could still hear it's Neil Finn regardless. Excellent collection of tracks. It was a real treat to listen to this one on this time, because I probably haven't heard this album for at least, I don't know, a decade. This album does contain, I guess, their signature tune, for want of a better phrase, and that's Don't Dream It's Over, the one that everybody knows. But don't think the rest of this album is Don't Dream It's Over. They're all catchy songs, but that is to me, it doesn't fit on the album musically with the rest of the album, but it is a great song. Best tracks on here for me: Hole in the River, Mean to Me, which was their debut single, and Now We're Getting Somewhere. This album comes in at 9 out of 10 for or from me. Next on the list, we go to number 2, their second album, so we're back in that rut now. We go to 1988's Temple of Low Men. Polar opposite of the debut album. There's no obvious hit singles on this album. Not commercially radio friendly at all, just high quality adult orientated songs that need to be listened to fully appreciate. Got that one out. A lot of the songs aren't instantly embraceable. They're not instantly likable. This is an album that grows on you, and that's from personal experience. Their debut album was an instant love for me. It was great. This one, it took about 2 to 3 years to actually really like the incomplete album. It's just got better over time. So yeah, if you like albums that grow on you over time, this could be an album for you. Excellent production, crystal clear sound on this album as well, so well worth it. Better tracks, or best tracks on here for me: Better Be Home Soon, which could quite easily have been a Paul McCartney solo acoustic song. Into Temptation, which is absolutely beautiful, and the excellent Mansion in the Slums. This one comes in at 9.3 out of 10 for me, which leaves one more album fans are going to know exactly what it is. 1991's Woodface. This is their third album. Tim Finn returns to the fold on this album, but not to be a Crowded House album. Originally, this was going to be a Finn Brothers collaboration. But yeah, after a while, it ended up evolving and morphing into a Crowded House album, and it is the only Crowded House album that Tim and Neil are on together. So they did release Finn, the first Finn Brothers album, 4 years after this. It's slightly quirky with the chocolate cake song, which is what you'd expect from a collaboration between Neil and Tim Finn, but for the most part it's pop perfection that just stands up against the best albums by all the pop greats. There's 14 songs on this, and every song is an absolute cracker in my opinion. Any of them could have been singles, and a hell of a lot of them got airplay here in Australia. It's a fine tapestry of everything great about Neil and Tim Finn. This is an album that everybody should own, and even people that aren't real fans could envelop this album. I think it's just one of those great pop albums of all time. Best tracks on here for me, we've got 4 Seasons in One Day, which is very McCartney-esque. All I Ask, which is one of the best songs Tim ever wrote and sung. Italian Plastic is quite quirky as well. But what are we going to go for? It's Only Natural. That's a light poppy song. We'll go for that one. But I think here in Australia there was like Chocolate Cake. There was It's Only Natural. Weather With You was a single. 4 Seasons in One Day. And Fall at Your Feet. I'm pretty sure that was a single. But like I said, most of these songs got radio airplay. Fantastic album, probably one you could probably buy if you wanted something more than just a compilation. This one comes in at 9.5 out of 10 from me. Anyway, guys, that's my rankings video of the 8 crowded house studio albums. Let me know in the comments section below what your ranking would be. As I said, I'm expecting Gravity Stairs to go up in that list over time, because I'm still sort of trying to get really into that one. I haven't quite got there yet. But anyway, leave your comments in the comments section below. Give them the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button wherever that is, somewhere down there, and stay safe, take care. All for now, catch you around, and bye folks.